Rose-Hulman Bookstore has experienced a shift over the past couple years due to the weakening demand for hardcover books, since students are moving towards cheaper, more convenient options such as ebooks, online PDFs, and third-party retailers like Amazon.
My name is Cheryl Falk. I've been the bookstore manager here at Rose for probably the last 15 years, but I've been at Rose for I'm starting my 25th year this year.
This 15 years of experience has allowed Cheryl to identify the demand of the students and make sure the bookstore adapts to these changes so it will not become outdated or obsolete.
In my time here, I've seen us go from new and used books to new and used rental, ebooks, ebook rentals, ebook lifetime, and even now we're using what's called inclusive access. So I think it's the students that drive the market, and I think a lot of that is based on price consciousness. But you also have your publishers that are wanting to do just ebook because then they don't have to print a book. They don't have any cost outlay except for to their authors. So I think you're going to see it go towards that direction a lot quicker than it has in the past. Whether it completely goes that way, I don't know.
Textbooks are expensive. Books that are hundreds of dollars in the bookstore can usually be found cheaper using online retailers like Amazon or upperclassmen that don't use the books anymore. Some students are able to save a tremendous amount of money using these methods to get heavily discounted or even free books. In addition to these legal methods, some students offer even cheaper options, such as pirating.
I've not bought a book from the bookstore since my freshman year, in which I bought the general chemistry textbook. That year I also bought the calculus textbook from Amazon because of the price difference. Since then, I've typically gotten PDFs from friends, or I've had a few physical textbooks from those older friends as well. But for the most part, I stay away from buying from the bookstore.
Although many people are using ebooks and PDFs, for many of them, the decision came down to price, not preference.
Ebooks are sort of a different animal. We can offer any ebook that we work with a third party that they offer to match up with any of our books, but we don't have to pay for them unless somebody purchases them. And last year we sold about 189 ebooks all year long. This year we sold 118 in the fall. So we see a large trend in going towards that ebook. A lot of its price, because of the price of the ebooks, are so much cheaper than what a physical textbook is. And I think also we see that because the students are coming in, a lot of them have only used ebooks in high school. They've all been on a tablet, and that's how their books came, so they're more comfortable studying that way.
For actual use, I prefer physical textbooks, but it really does come down to price for the most part. It's just so much cheaper to use those PDFs. The physical ones, they're easier to quickly reference, but yeah, they do weigh down the backpack, but I do prefer physical. It is just a cost decision. For books that aren't available through my older friends, it's typically very easy to find them on the internet. It usually takes less than 10 minutes to find them and to get them downloaded onto my computer.
So what's next for the bookstore? Different schools have different approaches. Many are similar to Rose, while some include textbooks in their tuition and exclusively rent out the books for the semester. Cheryl believes inclusive access could be the next wave for Rose-Hulman, with the physics textbook being available to freshmen in Moodle.
Inclusive access is access to your books on the first day of class through your learning management system, Moodle, LMS, whatever you want to call it. By every student in that class having it, it becomes cheaper for all the students. And you still have the option to opt out, but then you would be required to have your own textbook or mastering engineering yourself.
Even without the books, the bookstore will be fine. It's a staple of the campus community with tons of options that have nothing to do with textbooks. The first things you see when you walk into the store are the endless racks of clothing and the many shelves of Rose-Hulman themed giftware.
I buy a lot of other things like clothes and gifts for family members from the bookstore. So I think it's just going to be a shift in what they value and what they purchase because it's still the best place to go in terms of Rose-Hulman themed gifts and clothes.
In the end, it seems as if we are in a time in which more and more students seem to have little interest in owning textbooks long term, and the bookstore will continue to adapt to what its consumers want.